Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from Fox News. Biden sends Xi Putin warning while remembering son Beau fallen troops in Memorial Day speech. Biden also paid tribute to his late son Beau. Okay, I'm not going to get on the fact that he lost his son. I remember my baby brother died, how it just wrecked my parents. They were never the same. My dad's passed away now, but they also had to find him dead, and that ruined them. It just took a piece out of them that they were never the same. And my mother, it's been just over 10 years now. 4 years for my dad, but 10 years for my baby brother, they were never the same. I get it. It's a huge, huge emotional hit that takes a piece out of you that can never be replaced. And I'm not going to talk about that because that's a private thing for him. If he wants to bring it up, that's fine. I have no issue with it. But I will have an issue how he's carrying this human rights thing. President Biden sent a warning to the presidents of China and Russia during his Memorial Day address on Sunday. I had a long conversation for 2 hours recently with Chinese President Xi, making it clear to him we could do nothing but speak out for human rights around the world because that's who we are. Yes, that's true. That's who we are. I'm not going to soft soap that. He's absolutely right. President Biden is very rarely right, but when he is, I'm not going to just take the opposite side because I think he's a crappy president. I'll be meeting with Russian President Putin in a couple of weeks in Geneva, making it clear that we will not stand by and let him abuse those rights. I absolutely have no issue with it. Let's read a little bit. I'm going to tell you what I really think concerning human rights and what they're missing on purpose or they're just blind to it. Human rights of Americans. Biden spoke at a Memorial Day service in Delaware on Sunday morning where he offered comfort to the families of fallen service members and paid tribute to his late son, Beau Biden, who served in the Iraq War. It's also an important tradition in our family. As many of you know, this is a hard day for us. This is Biden speaking. 6 years ago, I lost my son. In the first year of his passing back in 2016, General Vavala did a great honor in inviting us to a ceremony renaming the Delaware National Guard headquarters in Beau's honor. I have no problem with that. Yeah, did he get special treatment because he's the vice president's son? Yeah, I don't care. He served his country. He died. I have no issue with that. We're honored, but it's a tough day. Brings back everything. Yeah. My baby brother died the day before my daughter's birthday. Thank God it didn't fall on the same day. And I don't say that to my mother unless she brings it up, but when that day comes, I think about it and what an incredible emotional roller coaster it was because it was unexpected. Biden continued, so I can't thank you enough for your continued service to our country and our sons, your daughters. They live in our hearts and their children as well. And we have to carry on that without them. But I know how hard it is for you. Beau did die in the line of duty, but he was serving in Delaware National Guard unit in Iraq for a year. That was one of the proudest things he did in his life. So thank you for allowing us to grieve together today. I have no problem with any of that. I really don't. Beau Biden, the former Attorney General of Delaware, so he's no dummy, died in 2015 from cancer. The president had previously suggested that Beau Biden's cancer could have been linked to toxins he was exposed to through military burn pits while serving in the Iraqi war. This is President Biden's first Memorial Day weekend as commander-in-chief. He brought up the issues with Chinese leaders as his administration refuses to commit to punishing China should the coronavirus lab leak theory be proven true. Now, here's my problem. Here is my problem. I'll focus on the picture of President Biden. Here's my problem. I have no issue with you at all going after the Chinese leader Xi and President Putin about human rights violations. Both pretty horrendous. China, of course, is 10 times worse than Russia, but they're both really bad. You take people you don't like, Muslim minority, I believe they're called Uyghurs, and harvest their organs to sell to other Muslim countries. That's Nazi crap. That's sinister stuff like you only see in movies, but it's really happening. Yeah, I have no issue with any of that. And they should pay a high price. I have no problem. Put sanctions on the SOBs. Go ahead. But here's my issue with you, President Biden. Here is my issue on your human rights outcry. What about the rights of Americans? It's not in the Constitution that you have a right to a decent job. It's not in the Constitution you have a right to a decent living and be able to have a nice home, family, community. But the Constitution and our way of life for many, many decades and now centuries has Americans that expect that if you keep your nose clean, that if you work hard, you show up at your job every day, you do the best you can, you give to your community, you raise your children the best that you know how as good Americans. Any religion that you choose is fine. Who cares? As long as you teach them the good parts of the religion, giving to your fellow man, and so forth and so on. Judeo-Christian values. You don't have to be Jewish or Christian to have Judeo-Christian values. There's nothing wrong with that. And that was taught for a long time. And that if you do the right thing, you stay married to the same person for a long time. You bring up your children in a community that you love and cherish. That you'll always have an income. And what you've done, you specifically as senator, but not alone. Nobody could F up this badly by themselves. This is the thing that people that hate Donald Trump just won't see. These leaders, Biden in the Senate for God knows how long. I mean, he's been in government since Richard Nixon, for Pete's sake. Nancy Pelosi, a lot of Republicans too. This isn't all Democrats. Sold out the American blue-collar worker. It was the Democrats for many, many years. When I was a Democrat, I was a local elected official in the early 2000s. Sold out their own people. Now, did they enrich themselves by selling out? Yeah, some of them did. And that's horrendous, and it's evil, selling out your own countrymen for money. But why do they do it? Just for cheaper goods? Come on. As President Biden says, come on, man. And I'm saying President Biden instead of Biden because it is Memorial Day. It is Memorial Day weekend. And I want to show respect for the office, not necessarily the man. And that's one thing that people that hated Donald Trump, President Trump, didn't get. I will always say, if I met President Barack Obama, I would say, Mr. President, and I would shake his hand, even though 99% of what he said and did, I detested. I didn't disagree with, I detested. But I would still show respect for the office that he held, even if he doesn't hold it anymore. What about the human rights of millions of Americans who saw their towns just wither away and die? I live in upstate New York in Binghamton, one of the economic hubs of the Northeast. I was born in 1956. My God, up until the 70s, early 80s, you could find a job in a day. Manufacturing everywhere. Endicott Johnson was here, who was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, shoe manufacturer in the country. It was an amazing time. And we were all sold out. First to Japan, and then later to China, Mexico, and other countries now. For just cheap goods. What, this learn to, I can't say it because the algorithm will pick it up, learn to CODE is a smart-ass saying that, things change. But no, they were sold out. And it's been now close to 3 generations. And these people see the towns they grew up in. Like, I'm 64. I'm thinking about moving away from my hometown because of what's being done in New York and what's going on. It's horrendous and it's heartbreaking. And the millions of lives destroyed. How much alcoholism? How much drug addiction? How much domestic violence? How much families being broken apart? How much that you walk down the street, the town you grew up in, there's nothing left but boarded up buildings. You know what that does to a person's psyche? What it does to his soul? You know what it does to his heart, his personal pride, his pride in his community, and pride in his country? They were sold out. What about their human rights, Mr. President? What about the last 2 generations in the Midwest and many other places where their lives were just ripped from them? There is some things worse than dying sometimes, is to have everything taken away from you with absolutely no sense of hope, have hopelessness that's overwhelming, and then live another 30 years. Yeah, that's almost as bad as dying in a lot of ways. And you were you were a large part responsible for that. And now we hear these things about money coming from China for you and your family to enrich you. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you. I'm sorry your son died, and I honor his service. But shame on you. What about the human rights of the American worker? And until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.